Eavesdrop. So welcome to another exciting episode of the Eavesdrop. Thank you guys so much for all those that are following, all those that are liking, and the growing viewership. On today's exciting episode, we've got a very good friend of mine, one of our pilot students in the year 2022. Mr. Mhlengi Toto, how's you, my guy?
I'm alright, good man.
You're good.
Hello people, thanks for allowing me and welcoming me to the show.
Beautiful thing, Mhlengi. So no need to be this formal and uptight. Don't worry, my guy. We're all about unstructured conversations here. So let us in. Who's Mhlengi Toto? Because I know you to be a friend, a brother. I know you to be a headache at times. I know you to be, one of the proud students, one of the people we're proud to have journeyed the ITDC journey with, you know. But tell the people, tell us, who is Mhlengi?
Okay, yeah, like I say, I'm a people's person, man. People's person. And when I come in a surrounding, I make sure that I make myself comfortable and I make myself feel welcome in the surrounding.
So are you comfortable in this surrounding?
Yeah, it's just like my first time, so I'm getting there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Want water?
Yeah, wouldn't be bad. Just to get that quetzal.
Oh my guy. No, so let's obviously I know you Mhlengi in the program, right?
Nice.
Mhlengi, the class of 2022. And I want us to just travel back and Kubano Mhlengi before we start this ITDC journey that we see you crew. You know, who's Mhlengi before coming to the Missionvale Care Center?
I was just like a normal guy, like family. She a lovely person and like going out, like adventuring, like trying new things. And I'm not scared of taking on a challenge because you have to learn. It's about life, you see. Life goes on. But as I started the journey with my ITDC, it was nice. It was an opportunity for me to see something and see what I can do, what I'm capable of. And it was a nice journey. It started. It was a very nice journey, especially when we started painting the classroom. And then we got a lot of people that we all not the same, but then as time went on, we all adapted and became one big happy family.
Yeah. So obviously through, I think, God's grace and all thanks to our donors and partners, you know, people that came in and helped us with the funding of the beautiful establishment we have now as the Missionvale Training and Development Center. But very few people know that we started this in a garage.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the magic, all the magic happened in the garage. All the magic happened in the garage, you see. That's where the love and all of that happened.
Yeah. So I also know that with this painting on the wall, start where you are, use what you have and do what you can. And we refused at the time to just bother the management with tables and chairs. We understood that we did not have enough financial resource to buy the tables we need, the big screens and everything. So there was a garage or a storage room here at the center that used to accommodate the motor, parking of a car and boxes full of shoes and stuff. And Mhlengi's crew came through, cleaned the whole place. We painted. Bradley Goldman was part of the guys that we started this with. And so that's where this relationship started. So obviously, have you been Mhlengi a Missionvalean? Born and raised here?
No, I haven't been born and raised here in Missionvale. I grew up in Sydenham, close to the Nelson Mandela Stadium. That is my hometown. That's where I grew up.
Rich?
But then as life went on, I had its ups and downs, you see. So, which means I traveled, and I ended up finding myself here in the year 2019. That's when I moved in Missionvale. And from there on, my journey started in Missionvale, and I started to build and make this place feel like home, you see. But
let's paint this picture, Mhlengi. Year 2022, new venture creation. Imagine a business you would want to start one day, effective customer service, the colleagues in class, I mean, your classmates, the other learners, the team of facilitators, the Missionvale Care Center, the support, the exposure. I think just paint a picture for us. How was the year? And what did you learn, of course?
Okay, the year was a bit exciting because it was like something all new to me, you see. Since that, I just finished school and I took a gap year. Then the second year, I applied for the new venture creation course. And then we were like about 150 that applied. So then as time goes, we had 2 weeks induction to show that because it was too much people that applied for the course. So then we had to jot down to 60 people, you see. So as the time went on, we had challenges, we had to make up posters and all of that in the next 5 years. But it was a nice journey because it was challenging. And
The vision boards.
the vision boards, yes, it was challenging, you see. So but the first challenge we had was painting the classroom, and that was fun because it was messy, the paint, and yeah, you see, it was a nice experience. Everyone enjoyed themselves. I know that everyone
I love
enjoyed
it.
themselves.
And that's where I think the Good Morning in the Morning thing was established.
Yeah.
Though it was not mine, but it was established by Bradley Goldman at the time, the Good Morning in the Morning. And I can still recall the morning sessions, the challenges, the beach dates that we would have as the class. The funding was made. Actually, the learning was fun. We had most days where we would not facilitate sessions in class, but we would rather go out and sit at the beach, cry together. I know there were times that part of our candidates were, I mean, true story, one of them, not to mention names, ended up in prison for 11 days being accused of something. And I'll never forget how the whole class went to not only the court, but to look for him in these jails, and then we went to court to support him. You guys were family. You guys were family and still are, right? That what stood out for me about your crew. What stood out that year about that cohort?
Our crew was a very stubborn crew. we were very stubborn, and there was a lot of ups and downs. And the thing is, there were more females in the class than us males. You see, we were very few males. I think we were about 7 or 8 males. But due to that, it didn't beat us to say that no. You know, it's always about the girl power. But that year we took over. The men that was in the class was enough, and it was nice. So we always had drama with the females, you see. They were always, but at least as time went on, we learned to love and look after each other. So yeah.
So I think also in the year 2022, Bradley Goldman gets ill, booked off for about a month or so. The mother being the general manager of the Missionvale Care Center, Sabrina, goes to Germany. I'm left alone with you guys. You guys showed me flames, Mhleng. That's where I think my refining moment started here at the Missionvale Care Center. The beef between the males versus the females in class, the entitlement issues, to a point, burnout, and I just called it off. Said I'm booking everyone off. 2 weeks, you're not coming to class. Those were one of the challenges we faced. But what other challenges would you say you came across that kind of like refined the person that you are and taught you great lessons?
The challenges that were endured, like that 2 weeks was hectic because and we thought that after these 2 weeks we might not continue with the course. But as time went on, as us knowing that we tried something to facilitate, but it was a challenge, you see. But some of us even volunteered for that 2 weeks just to be here, just to show that really we want to make this a success, you see. But yeah, also some of the challenges, Bradley Goldman also had a bakery, so he employed some of us males, and it was a very nice journey because it was tough. the hours that we were working at the bakery was hectic. But yet the next morning we had to be in class. So
Yep.
you just had an hour to prepare yourself the next morning, and it was boom, another 4 or 6 hours, and then an hour of sleep again, and then boom, we must work again. But it was a nice experience. It was a nice experience. At least we could use that little income at that time to help ourselves
Yeah.
as young men, that we had our needs and our wants. So at least that helped us a lot, and it gave us a lot of experience also in the retail sector.
Mhlengi, I also remember, Fundin, that you guys would work night shift at the bread house, go home, take a bath within that hour, prepare and come to class. And then there were times that you guys actually, there was a season that you landed a job at the Missionvale Care Center as security officers as well. So you had that also. Where did the drive come from?
The drive come from, it all comes to yourself, man. At the end of the day, if you want something for yourself and you want to become something in life, there is help, but you as yourself, as a person, must also have that drive to push yourself to want something better for you. Granted the opportunity. Like, as I say, us males, we have a lot of pride, and us males always have that pride that says, no, I'm not gonna do this. But sometimes you must put your pride away and try something new, because you never know at the end of the day where you will end up, you see. And that was also a nice opportunity, because we had to look after, and we got opportunity to look after the center. And it was first voluntary at time, but as the time went on, the people of the Missionvale Care Center thought, no man, this is something good, so at least we grant this beautiful men with something at least, you see.
So you guys were earning a salary there, you were getting paid.
Yeah, we were getting paid for the 3 days, because we looked after the center during the weekend period, because there was no one at the center. So it was a Saturday and a Sunday, you see, because the Friday there would still be people, but it was Saturday and Sunday, and it was fun. It was fun.
And then the time goes. I mean, obviously and all thanks to the people that have consistently supported the vision and the cause of community development, and through that, through employment, right? We formed beautiful partnerships with stakeholders, particularly mostly in retail. And then, I mean, they're not paying for any promo, Mhlengi, though I love them so much, so we can't mention these big brands. Mhlengi Scores, I mean, you're one of the people that we were, I mean, still are very proud of, and that had proven in class in many ways than one, that you are ready for the job market. You are ready for an opportunity to benefit yourself, but also your family. You know, you were ready for that because you've been hungry for an employment opportunity. And then one of my clients then calls us and says, we're looking for candidates. Mhlengi, you bag that job opportunity. You master the interview, you get the job, and in no time, I hear that, nah, this dude that you gave us is the big thing in the retail industry. Amongst the big brand, everyone knows Jason Mhlengi Toto, and that's you, my guy. I was so proud of you because you're doing so well. All the stores in PE that belongs to this organization wanted you. All the managers in that stores were talking about you. So your name was greatly established simply because you are a hardworking person, multilingual, you know, you are eager to learn and very much hardworking. So there you are, you've got a permanent job, you are working. What's different now? What's different when Mhlengi is a permanent worker of a big brand than Mhlengi Toto in class, a candidate or rather a learner? What's the difference?
The difference is that in class it was a space where you could feel comfortable and you could just let it all out, and it was never hard feelings, although it was up and down, but we could always find a way and figure out a situation, how to solve it. And yet it was a nice experience, really. Like, we were really one big family. We would never hide things, even if some things might feel embarrassed or something like that. We used to always find a way to get help, you see, and we used to always encourage each other that we must know that we are never alone. We are one big family. So
Yeah.
if ever there is something, wherever we can help, if there's a way, there's always a will.
Yeah. So it was not the case when you got into the job market now, the employment world.
Yeah, the employment world was something else. Was something else. So yeah, it was fun also in the experience, and there's a lot that I learned, you see, because I'm a very fast learner, you see, and I adapt quick to a lot of things in my surroundings and spaces. So it was a nice experience, and I started as a casual for the festive season. So it was nice, and they only told me that it was only the contract for the festive season. Then I thought, oh, but as I worked and as the contract was close to end, it felt like, hey, can't I stay a little longer? And then they told me they would see maybe in the future if there is something out for me. So it was nice. It was for the festive season, and then from there, I went to Greenshield Bakery. That was also a nice experience because I started getting into the baking industry, and there's a lot of things that I learned how to bake things and all that. It was a nice factory, and that's where I got also another family. And like I say, they love me. People love me. That's one thing I know. I have that power.
How do you do it?
Just with my smile and just being me. Just being me. Just being me.
Yeah.
Not pretending, because that's the biggest thing. Once you pretend to be someone else, it's there where the people won't start to embrace you and know you. But if you just be yourself and keep it professional when needed, but sometimes you have to joke around to just ease off all the tightness. You see?
And obviously, Mhlengi, I mean, you're part of the people that our success stories, especially the job opportunities that to date we've been able to secure, you guys or people like you contributed to that. We owe you our deepest gratitude that you guys worked so hard, because it was through what you guys did, the caliber of people, the work ethics then, I mean, the hard working, and also the understanding of what had been taught in class, and now having to practice it in an actual space or actual working space. So people employed a lot more other candidates that came from the program after you guys proved that you were worth the opportunity that you were given. So thank you for doing that. And then, yeah, Mhlengi, everyone is talking about you and these other outlets. They want you to come work for them. You know, it's a proud moment for us. And then the complaints come. Then the hearing comes, and then I hear that now Mhlengi has lost the job. What went wrong, my guy?
Yeah, like I said, it was my first time in a professional job and a permanent job. So in these places, you get a lot of ups and downs, and there's always drama. That's one thing I know. In any workplace, there's always drama. So it was just the way that I handled it.
Yeah.
And I am a person that what is wrong and what is right, and I stand for my thing. And I'm not afraid to challenge a person, because knowing that what I was presented and what is happening, it was that. So it was a lot of up and downs, and I was transferred to a lot of other branches because of the drama, you see. But other than that, it happened, and yeah, it was my hearing from one to another, and then at the end of the day, I got myself out of the job. But yeah, it wasn't the end of the world, seeing that it was my first permanent job.
Yeah.
It was a learning stage for me to know that the next time I endure such situations, I would know how to handle it in the proper and right way.
And do you feel, because I mean, part of our programs include a continued mentorship program, right? Where we do check-ins with all the candidates that we've placed with our valued partners that hires from us. Do you feel like we owed you, Mhlengi, that support? And if we do, man, what could we have done better? Or What is it that we were supposed to do that we did not do to offer his support? Because I mean, some of the things we think we've got it and we don't. We think we're doing the right thing and we don't. Was it a Mhlengi problem alone?
No, not at the moment, but yeah, when such situations came, like as my grootman is sitting here, I would always speak with him and I would always tell him and ask him like, what is my way forward? What should I do? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Is there ever something that maybe I can do that will help me get past the situation? So he would always be the one that advised me, and he would always be the one that tell me, look here, anytime, man, I will always be here. So yeah, like I got like my necessary help as far as I could get it from everyone, but yeah, it was a nice journey.
And I think to just end it off, Mhlengi, second last question is, what are the lessons learned from the experiences, life before becoming an employee, life during and life after, or when the job is no longer there? What have you learned?
I learned that sometimes in life, even though you are one of that people that knows that, yeah, you have a voice, you can speak, but sometimes it comes in life where some other things you don't have to attend in a lot of situations. Sometimes you have to let it go for the moment, just to see if ever maybe that person you're helping or that colleague that you feel for can stand up also for themselves. Because sometimes at the end of the day, you might think you're doing something right, but then you end up shooting yourself in the foot. So it's there where the spotlight is no more on the person that you help, but it's on you now, seeing that you help that person. So sometimes they say you must put your blinkers on and just let it be.
And where to from here, Mr. J?
Where to from here? Hoping, as I'm job hunting at the moment, but yeah, from here, I'm excited to see what is the world for me, or what is the job industry next for me to tackle and make it mine.
Yeah. So I got a call last night from one of our hiring partners that's looking for a male candidate that has an experience in retail, right? That's someone who is responsible. And look, when the guy described the criteria that they used to hire, you're the only person that came to mind. And I had a talk with the team, and they're willing to give you that chance. So just after this interview, you're going for your job interview. Hopefully you get the job and you right the wrongs. Relapse is part of the process. People get into these things so that they can learn. You've got a family that's relying on you to provide. Hopefully you've learned your lesson and you are careful and selective of the things you attend to. And more so, you seek after growth. So we'll pray. Good luck. And yeah, let's take you to the interview, Toto. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, this is Mhlengi Toto, a friend and a family member. Thank you so much. Please do like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, TikTok pages, and Missionvale Care Center on Facebook. Thank you so much. Mhlengi, all the best, my guy.
Okay, thank you.
Sure,
Thank you guys for the show. See you.
I love it.
Nice.